The wedding cake. It looks innocent, it looks joyful, it looks biblical. A wedding cake feels so normal, so expected, that most of us never think to question it. Somewhere along the way, we were told it represents unity, blessing, sweetness in marriage, and because it's wrapped in celebration, it feels almost sacred, but it isn't. The wedding cake doesn't come from scripture at all, it comes from ancient Rome. In those cultures, fertility was everything, and weddings were filled with superstition. Romans believed bread possessed symbolic power, so they would literally break it over the bride's head to promote fruitfulness and prosperity. That's where it started. Over time, the messiness was softened, the bread became cake, the smashing became slicing, and eventually it turned into the gentle, photogenic tradition we know today. But none of that is biblical theology. When the Bible talks about fruitfulness, it never points to ritual objects, it points to God Himself. Psalm 127:3 says, "Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him." Fruitfulness is a gift, not something summoned through ceremony. And Proverbs 16:3 reminds us, "Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established." Not commit your dessert, commit your lives. Even in the very first marriage in Genesis 1:28, fruitfulness flows directly from God's blessing, not from symbolic acts performed at a celebration. That's the distinction Scripture keeps making over and over again. Blessing comes from God. Fruitfulness comes from faithfulness. Stability comes from covenant obedience, not dessert. And here's the gentle but important clarification. Cake isn't sinful. It's just not sacred. Enjoy it, celebrate with it, share it with joy. Just don't confuse a Roman fertility custom with biblical truth, because once you start seeing how often symbolism replaced Scripture, you realize how easily good celebrations can quietly take on meanings God never assigned. And that realization keeps reshaping everything we thought we already understood.